Well, Tina, I have to imagine, you get that information from your son, you hear that he's okay, but what runs through your mind at that point?
Terror. I mean, you don't think that would happen out here, We're so far out from the city that you wouldn't think that it would happen. And to hear something like this is terrifying, and not knowing what's going on.
Yeah, it's absolutely heartbreaking out here. I actually just finished speaking with two parents, and they're just absolutely terrified. They were able to get in touch with their kids and do tell me that they are okay, but obviously not knowing, or not even seeing them, not being able to see them is absolutely heartbreaking. At this point right now, parents, though, as you can imagine, it's absolutely hard for them just to wait and just to be able to see their kids and just to make sure that they're okay.
Even if you know your kid's okay, you still know they went through something today. You still know that their friends might not be okay, or you still know that your kid heard those shots fired.
Now, we know this is an incredibly challenging time for parents. I myself am, as a parent, I cannot even imagine waiting for the news that your child is okay. And we also know that the bomb squad needs to try and clear an area. This is very important notice for all parents. All of these schools are on lockdown, so parents, again, the staging area is going to be at the Freeman Market. And then already there's a call on social media about metal detectors. We have seen a number of posts for an outcry. This is why we need metal detectors in our schools.
We do want to phrase this correctly. We're being told it can be up to as many as 6 victims at the hospital. That's exact phrasing that was relayed to us from medical personnel.
They believe up to 6 victims in this. Right now, though, they cannot confirm a solid number. I do know that at least 2 patients have arrived here at the emergency room, and I literally am just getting this information just minutes ago.
And I have to imagine that's because not all parents or people have been notified.
And I would imagine, obviously, similar stories, unfortunately, that I've covered over the years. Law enforcement gathers all the immediate information, and then as soon as they can, they will get somebody to come out and talk to parents and the media to try and get the latest information, the most critical, accurate information out to you. So I would imagine that is in motion right now.
In fact, I do have brand new information. As you can imagine, parents, grandparents, any kind of parent or guardian is flooding to all of these local places, wondering if they can find anything. I did just have a grandmother come up right next to me, and she said she has a grandson that actually attends Freeman, and she actually heard that 2 of his friends are potentially 2 of the victims in this case, and she did confirm with me that one of those is a freshman. That freshman's mom was notified through the school because she actually works at Freeman Middle School. So as you can imagine, as soon as you know that it's a friend of your loved one, that obviously that serious heightens a little bit more. And as you can imagine, this is really serious for anyone in our entire community, let alone everyone here watching as of right now as well. So that's the latest that I have here from Valley Hospital. And as you can imagine, we're standing here, stand by. People keep driving by asking us as many questions as they have as well.
I did speak to one student who was inside the school building. She's actually in lockdown currently still. She said that she never thought that this would ever happen to her and at Freeman High School, and she is pretty shaken about this whole traumatic experience.
As we saw from images that we shared with you that were sent to us from the students involved at Freeman High School, they were on the floor, crouched down, typical lockdown procedure to try and make sure each and every life is safe inside of the school. We can tell you the entire Central Valley School District is on lockdown. I got that confirmed from a parent, but we have yet to get a confirmation directly from law enforcement.
Sources are telling us that they do believe that the threat has been contained, but those deputies are continuing to search campus.
We're all in it together, and obviously our thoughts are with the parents and with the school administrators, the first responders that do such great work each and every day for our kids.
And again, I was told by one of the parents that they are expecting some sort of an update at some point in time on the north side of the high school, and that's also where they're being told to gather.
But Valley Hospital does not have a level 1 trauma center. That's why the injured will be taken to Sacred Heart. They have a pediatric level 1 trauma center. There is a news conference that has now just been scheduled, we're being told, at Sacred Heart, and that will be roughly at 12:30, so about 60 minutes from now, where we should get some specific information on exactly what they're dealing with. But multiple injuries reported after a shooting about an hour and a half ago at Freeman High School.
We know that that shooting took place. We deployed our crews, and we also have heard from so many people who called into our newsroom. We shortly after confirmed from the Spokane County Sheriff's Office that there was, in fact, shots fired, that there were, in fact, multiple victims. At this point, we now know up to 6, and we also know that the suspect has been detained.
At this point, we are not releasing any information about that person detained because it is all unconfirmed information. So at this point, we are learning more about a possible person detained, but Sean and Kalai were not yet able to release any of that information until it gets officially confirmed.
There was a call approximately an hour and 15 minutes ago for a shooter in the school. The fire department responded collectively with the sheriff's office. They organized together as soon as they arrived, and their mission was to go in and neutralize, or to locate and neutralize the person that had the weapon, and then immediately start to care for any victims that they found. And they did that successfully. There were 3 victims that were transported from the scene, all within a very short amount of time, to a local trauma center at Sacred Heart Hospital.
3 victims transported to Sacred Heart Trauma Center. We tell you they have a level 1 pediatric trauma center at Sacred Heart.
That there were 3 victims who were quickly transported to Sacred Heart right after the threat was reported.
And we can tell you, unfortunately, we are just getting confirmation that there is 1 fatality. 1 person has been killed at that shooting at Freeman High School. That confirmation just coming into the KHQ newsroom.
We are laying out all of what has transpired in the last hour and 40 minutes.
We have confirmed 3 people hurt. 1 is dead at this shooting at Freeman High School. There could be injuries as people were possibly running from the scene. That's a possibility as well. So
we heard reports of shots fired just before 10 this morning, but then. And we also heard of injuries. Did we ever make the connection that these were shooting injuries?
It is confirmed that there were shooting injuries, but there could be more from the aftermath.